Good morning. Welcome back to my garage. I'm doing a quick little video today. I'm going to talk about the history of the Wilton Vice Company, Wilton Tool Company, Wilton Manufacturing. You know, they've changed names a few times over the years. And the reason I'm talking about that today is I'm about to take this 4.5-inch Wilton A9450 off to its new home. It has 4.5-inch jaws. This guy weighs about 75 pounds. So Wilton has been making a bullet style vise since about 1941. It was originally patented then. However, it should be noted that the bullet style was an adaptation of an earlier style. As far as I understand, it was adapted based on a similar model made by York. And York does still made bullet-shaped vices. They are slightly different in style. The aesthetic of the Wilton is a bit longer and elongated, and many people would say that Wilton is the best quality, or at least the most well-known vices in the world. In case you're wondering why I've got my jacket on, it is 42 degrees right now, and we've been having an interesting fall to start off, where we had up to 85 degrees last week, and today we're in the 40s. We're not going to get above 60 degrees. It's, fall is playing its fun games with us, and winter this year might be interesting. We'll see. So Wilton in 1941, out of Chicago. They did change their name in 1951 to the Wilton Tool Manufacturing Company. Then in 1964, they became Wilton Tool, a division of Wilton Corp., and then became Wilton Tool Division of Wilton Tools, LLC. And then again in 2003 was changed to the Wilton Corp. It was purchased by Boise Crane Products in 2014, and today is owned by a holding company, Powermatic. So they've changed hands a few times. They still do produce U.S.-made vices from Schiller Park, Chicago, and they have a line of overseas vices as well. But for me, one of the most interesting things about Wiltons, not my favorite vices as far as I'm concerned, just overall quality-wise, they are the next tier below the best. They're just kind of, they're good. They're better vices, but they're not the best. You'll find I will put Athol, Reed, Parker absolutely at the top tier. I'll put Prentice, due to their tendency to develop the Prentice crack in the back, and Wilton at a similar tier, along with a few others up there. Behind me, you actually see the Oswego and the Fulton and the Franklin brands, and those are actually generally lower quality tiers than Wiltons. But Wiltons are, in my opinion anyway, not the best. Please feel free to leave an argument or comment down below, and we can have a good discussion about it. I'd love to see some more people commenting, and also if you enjoy the content, please leave a like as it gets more people to see it, and the channel's growing a little bit. To all 26 of you guys, love you. This is fun, and I do find this amusing. But I want to talk about what I think is the most interesting thing about Wilton. Why is Wilton considered the pinnacle of vices? Why are they considered the best? And why does everybody who uses vices and tools know who Wilton is? It's the same reason we all know Bridgeport Mills. Somewhere in the late to mid 40s and early 50s, Wilton, after a number of companies in the vice industry had already consolidated, by then Parker consolidated with Union, Prentice had been purchased by Parker before that, Reed was still around, Columbian was still around, but there was a number of consolidations going on. But Wilton went to all the trade schools. So this is where the machinists, the mechanics, the welders, and all of the blue-collar training happened. And they basically said, here, we're going to give you our vices either at an extremely reduced discount, or just flat out gave them a significant number of vices. So when the next generation in the 50s, 60s were trained, 70s and 80s too, they learned to use Bridgeport Mills and they learned to use Wilton vises. This was one of the smartest marketing decisions because what you learned on, what you trained on, you knew and you thought of as the best. So this was a fantastic marketing move by Wilton. So why am I talking about Wilton today? I'm actually about to take this one off to its new owner, and this is the only bullet style I have right now. I honestly, like I've said, I'm not a huge fan of them. I do look for them for reasonable price, and that is to turn them around and turn a little bit of a profit to continue my hobby of collecting and eventually restoring. As you can see from my bench right now, well, my mobile bench, I have way too many projects in process. So I'm going to try to get a bunch of these actually done over the next few weeks, so that I don't have, seven currently in the middle of process, because this is a hobby. It's not done as a business. Yeah, so there's that. But I thought you guys would like to know about this, and it is fun. A couple of key facts about Wilton is under the keyway, under here, there is a keyway in the shaft, and that is usually stamped with the date of manufacture, which is one of the few vices, along with Reed, that does put a full date on there. Wilton actually does put even a day on there most of the time. So that's really interesting. It is, again, cast iron, and by having the enclosed bullet, you're now covering the slide entirely, you're protecting the screw, and you're keeping debris from getting in there. So that is actually a good design issue. It helps protect it overall. And is a little bit of the inspiration that Jason over at Fireball Tools used in his design process for making the Hardtail vise. If you haven't seen that, you should go check out his incredible viral video of the stress testing on it, because he's probably built the single strongest vise ever made. But beyond that, this is just a bunch of fun, and I'll see you all the next time. If you see something that you want to talk about more in my garage, you're like, hey, that's kind of neat, or tell me about that, drop a comment, and I'll either reply or I might even do a reply video. Have a great day, guys.